That's right folks, it's time for another Cyberpunk 2077 video after a very long time away, and today we're going to be talking about Cyberpunk Edgerunners because of course you all know Edgerunners released today and I've binge watched every single episode, but if you haven't, don't worry because I'm not going to give any spoilers away. I'm not going to be talking about the show in general. What we're going to do today, in spirit of the launch trailer for Edgerunners, we're going to be visiting in-game locations for some scenes within the Edgerunners series just to see if there's any differences, to see how similar they are, and just to see if there's any kind of Edgerunners hidden content in those locations for us to find. Let's get to it. So in no particular order then, we're currently looking at a place referred to as Aldo's in the Edgerunner series. This is a location where the gang kind of hang out, and I wanted to see what was going on here. There is a garage door here that was open, must have been from like another gig or like a hidden kind of gem mission, so there's nothing really here in relation to Edgerunners. I was hoping I was going to find some kind of content like clothes or shards that would relate to that Edgerunners DLC, but unfortunately there's nothing here, and you can see it's quite similar in the picture at the start there. Everything's quite similar. Only thing that's changed is the oil cans that don't have the blood stench. This one's quite funny because obviously in Edgerunners there's a door here. You'll know if you've seen the episode. And we look out towards Santo Domingo Pacific area, and here we can see it looks pretty similar. No changes apart from obviously there's gang members in this location now. I'm not quite sure how far ahead 2077 is in relation to Edgerunners, but we've got Jack and Coke here. This is a gig location as well, so anything you find here is probably going to be related to that gig that you get given to you. Nothing really here in relation to Edgerunners either, but it does look very similar. The party location in Japantown, very similar again, only difference is there's no one partying. Kind of missed a trick there, CDProjektred. You could have had the typical dance party around the trucks there to make it look very Edgerunner-like for the series. David and Lucy on the roof here is very easy to find. A nice location here. What I did find though is that I think 1.6 has added some more smog and kind of fog to the city because it didn't seem as crisp and clear as it has done previously. But this location is quite easy to climb onto if you have the double jump legs. Very easy. Now I do think that this scene here inside the apartment below is on the balcony part. You can't get in there, obviously there's no rooms or anything in there. But I do think this is where Lucy's apartment is located, and the reason I think it's here and not a mega building is based on the height and the distance from the water, and also the staircase in the episode that we see here isn't really reminiscent of a mega building. It looks more like a small apartment like Judy's, for example. The location here is where David first sees Lucy, and it's in Corpo Plaza right below the fishbowl, and we can just see there Crunch Plaza in the distance. So this is where he first meets Lucy. No changes, everything seems pretty much the same in the game as it does in the series. I really do like how they've crossed over very nicely in relation to those locations. This is David's apartment. Now for those of you who have played the game, you'll know that this apartment is basically a mega building that's out of bounds. You're not allowed to go in there, and it's kind of like a Judge Dredd situation where everything's locked off. But if you go here, there is a marker for a mission here where you can find a BD, and that is kind of advertisement and showing off the Edgerunners episode. For about a couple minutes there you'll get like a BD where you get the first 2 minutes of the first episode for Edgerunners, and then if you follow on that from the mission you will get David's yellow Edgerunner jacket as well. Just outside the launch facility then, this is a scene where Lucy and David go running together, and it's the same again. You'll see the rocket taking off there. This is out of bounds actually, this scene. There's no road. So I had to break out of bounds, but as you can see here it's the same, and it's just across from the Aldecados ending for the Quarry and the Sun mission. Kiwi's apartment I think is in Watson somewhere looking over at Japantown. I don't think it's exactly this penthouse suite because this is something to do with a gig. It could be in this building lower down, or it could be in a building across the street there. I think it's called the Amber Fox is what it's called. and yeah, it could be somewhere there, but it's in this general location here. Obviously they're not going to put in the real apartments from the show, but I think that would be pretty cool in the future. This one then is obvious. This is where you start off the game with Jackie at the beginning, and this is where you rescue Sandra Dorset for the first time. This is in episode 8, I think. It is quite far along, and then we'll get apartment 1238 here. This is the apartment you walk past in the first mission, rescuing Sandra Dorset, and it's where the old lady jumps out and you tell her to go back in the apartment to prevent getting shot. Now, in all these locations, I was expecting some kind of Edgerunner content, but there isn't really anything to go on there. This is a location for another gig. It's called Dirty Business, and again, this is a prominent location in this series as well. And then the last location is the psych ward. This is basically a scene in the very start of the Edgerunner series, and they use this location as a hospital. So yeah, most locations in the game are very much the same in the series, so they've used it very, very well. But I have to say, I really enjoyed Edgerunners. I'm not a massive fan of anime, but I really did enjoy watching this and looking at it from another point of view, knowing where the locations were from playing the game, and the characters are really nicely done as well. So if you haven't watched it already, guys, or if you're kind of on the fence about it, I highly recommend watching it. The episodes are only about 20 to 25 minutes long, and they really are very, very good. Now, there might be a couple of hints in Edgerunners about future content. I don't really want to press too hard about that, but there might be some things I'll talk about in a later video, because I will be doing some more videos in the near future. But hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Just a random locations video for you, just to get up and running again, and I hope to see you all again very, very soon. My name's Mike, you've been watching Deconstructing the Game, and as always, I will catch you later.